From overgrown embankments to silent viaducts, these are the remains of a main line that once connected industrial powerhouses in the north to London. Engineered to the highest standard of its day, straight, fast and built to last. And yet, after just 70 years, it was cut apart and deliberately broken to ensure it could never return. This is just one fragment of the Great Central's forgotten route, an abandoned backbone down the centre of England. Welcome to Ghosts of the Great Central Main Line. Morning, Jim. You all right?
It's yours, not Phil.
No, it's not Phil. Oh, dearie me. Right, we're starting here. Look, here's the first thing we're going to see today, this bridge over...
Countersthorpe Road.
Countersthorpe Road.
Yep.
Right, it's okay.
Used to play football against them when I was at school down here.
All right.
Yep.
What were that like, black and white days?
Yes.
Leather balls.
Yeah, that's it, yeah. Big leather balls and football boots. You used to wrap your laces around them as well.
Shorts down below your knees.
That's it.
Yes, Girder Span Bridge. So we're going to be taking a walk down the trackway up here then. So this is a public footpath then, is it?
This is now called the GCR Walk.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, look at this here. Cracks there on that wing wall. For several miles, drivers on the M1 speed past the remains of Britain's last great main line without even noticing it's there. Alongside one of Britain's busiest motorways lies the overgrown route of one of Britain's most modern railways. Today, one carries thousands of vehicles every hour, and the other hasn't seen a train for nearly 60 years. So we're not far off here, are we, from that time we went on the M1 bridge by the golf course?
Well, you can hear the M1 now. Yeah. But it's literally, you go across that bridge that we can't get across, unfortunately, and it runs up parallel with the M1. And when it gets to the Whetstone golf course, it heads out across that way. Yeah. And you cross the golf course after you've crossed the M1 bridge.
Wow, that's a few years ago now. What's that, 2022? Must be 4 years ago since we did that.
Is it really?
Yeah, I reckon. I might be wrong there. It might be 2023.
Yeah,
Yeah, actually.
Yeah, because we've done south since then, haven't we?
Yeah, we have. Yeah. So here's the track bed.
Yep.
How far does this footpath go then on this?
This goes all the way down to the Lutterworth Road bridge for the GCR, which is filled in underneath. I've been down to it. I think I seem to remember scratching around and got over the infill, but it's blocked off the other side.
And we have done some sections of this in the past. This section between Whetstone and Lutterworth, haven't we? We did like Dunton Bassett Tunnel.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, that was great. Yeah.
And then we did Lutterworth itself. That first ever video we did.
This bit here, this crosses the Midland line from Rugby to Leicester.
Oh yeah.
So you'll see the bridge there. You've got the M1 as your constant companion along here.
Oh, it's noisy, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
Just that constant. Your brain kind of just zones it out as white noise, doesn't it? After a bit, well, it's just constant.
It literally runs all the way to Lutterworth.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the GCR runs parallel with the M1.
A little occupation bridge then.
Yeah. Now this is classic here, right? On this section, you've got your occupation bridge, then you've got the M1 literally right underneath it, or the other side of it, I should say.
Jim's just been explaining there, this railway line was built to such a high standard that they didn't want to build level crossings, they didn't want things slowing down the services. So you get a lot of this, you get a lot of these beautifully engineered, over-engineered. Well, we say still it's not over-engineered. It was built future-proof. And these were just farm crossings, they weren't roads, these were just so farmers could get to the other side. And the M1, obviously, I'll get the dates out in a bit, that arrived quite a bit after the GCR. But obviously they've done the same with the M1 as well. They've had to create a concession bridge with the farm access to get under there. So if you've not seen these videos before, these series that me and Jim do together, Ghosts of the GCR, we look at remains of the Great Central Main Line. And I'm not going to go into what the Great Central Main Line is. This is series 3 now. Go and watch some of those previous videos. We've got mile after mile down the spine of the country, this disused railway line. A lot of it is still intact, and we're going to be just showing you what remains there are. There's bridges, It's fantastic. So this is the point where the Great Central Railway crossed over the what used to be originally the Midland Counties Railway. This is the railway line between Rugby and Leicester, isn't it?
That way's Rugby, that way's Leicester.
Yeah.
There's a cracking bridge that way, but down there it's like it's absolutely flooded down there. Let's have a quick look.
But this railway, most railways did come before the GCR, but this, just having a look what I've got the dates written down here. Where am I? 1840, and it closed in 1962, so it's actually closed before
the GCR.
The GCR closed.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Capping stone off the corner of the bridge. And the same at the other side, look. Look at the water coming out of the bridge there. There's a pipe sticking out halfway down. There's water flowing down there. It's so wet everywhere. It's going to be a running theme today, I think. You can see where the double tracks went on this, look, with the centre partition. So we was on an embankment, weren't we, before we crossed over that railway line just back there, and we've still got the M1. We're still running parallel to that on our left-hand side. But we've gone from walking on an embankment now, look, to walking along inside a cutting. I mean, when the railway line was open, it would have had working drainage running down the track bed and we can see evidence of that now, but obviously it's not being maintained now, so it's not doing a job as a drainage, so the water just collects in cuttings like this. As always looking out for things like disused railway infrastructure, telegraph poles, old signal posts, mile posts, etc. I've not really seen anything like that so far, Jim, unless we've walked past anything.
From what I can remember, because it's about 6 years since I was here, there isn't anything like that. You get to Lutterworth Road Bridge, but other than that, there's nothing on the way, from what I can remember.
My eyes just deceived me, or is there a deer just ran across the path in front of us?
You get them all out here, mate.
I spy, look at that, just appearing through the trees. So 1, 2, 3, 3 arch viaduct going over. That was well worth the disgusting track bed to get down to here. So that's looking back down the track bed down there, down towards Leicester, where we've come. Look how it curves at the end, Jim. These bridges are people might think I'm a little bit doolally saying this, but they're a work of art, aren't they?
Yeah.
And just for a minor, well, it's not a minor road, is it? But for a road crossing over a 3-arch viaduct, incredible. Of course, they've had to build it to this degree because of the size of the cutting that the railway's coming through.
Exactly, yeah. I see it's fenced off there, so all filled in. You can't go any further.
The footprint difference, Jim, of the M1 compared to this thin slither of the railway line is just incredible. But there's a couple of old photos around, isn't there, that actually show where the M1's brand new and the GCR's just about to pop its clogs, shall we say. How clean and how clear everything is. There's none of these trees.
No.
The M1's empty. There's no traffic jams.
No, everything is just open, and the M1 is literally, I think, got one car on it.
Because what's the timings then? So the M1 opened in 65. Through here. And this shut in 69 completely. Yeah. So 4 years they coexisted together.
Yeah, they did, yeah.
And we'll just pick it up. The odd little bit of remain now, just as we're making our way south towards Ashby Magna station, and we've got a bridge abutments here. Look, This is Ashby Magna. We're just here. We're on. This is Station Road, and we'll be stood just above here. Ashby Magna Station was. We'll just turn you around there. Look, there's the bridge. There's Station Road Bridge. So Ashby Magna Station, Jim, it was typical GCR island platform.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing access from the bridge.
Yes.
I'm guessing there's going to be evidence of the entrance just here.
You'd hope so, wouldn't you?
This is it, isn't it? Look. Is this the entrance way here?
Yeah. Well, this was the dead centre. This is where the platforms were down there. So I would say this is probably your entrance.
Is it opposite the central bit there on that side? It was on this side, wasn't it? It was to the south of the bridge. Yeah. The site of Ashby Magna Station is now a woodyard, but from the air, the footprint of the railway can still clearly be seen, along with its parallel alignment with the M1. It opened in 1899. Ashby Magna was a small rural station serving the surrounding villages and farmland. Like many stations along the line, it followed the Great Central's distinctive architectural style that we've seen elsewhere along the route. But the station finally closed in 1969 and the buildings have long since been demolished. But within the woodyard there are still some small reminders of the railway that once stood here, including the remains of the old cattle dock. And just emerging into view is Dunton Bassett Tunnel. Oh yes, I remember these bridges. Again, just like those last couple we saw, just a couple of miles down the track. Now we're just south of Dunton Bassett Tunnel. It's the shortest tunnel on the GCR, on the whole of the GCR main line, 90 something, is it 92 yards long from memory? And that's just at the south end of Ashby Magna Station and Goods Yard. And we're on the approach to Lutterworth now, Jim. I remember this from last time. We have done the tunnel before in a previous video. That's why we're not showing you that on this occasion. Obviously, I'll put some footage on screen. But this plate layers up, Jim. LNER plate layers up.
It hasn't changed at all since we were last here.
There's not much of it to change, Jim.
No, but at least the structure's still there.
Need your help to identify this LNER plate layers up, Jim, because just finding it on my phone now. Good friend of the channel, Russ. Russ drives the big Tesco trains.
Oh, is he right?
He's an avid watcher. Bless him.
Yeah.
And he always sends me this information. I can never find it when I'm on site. Different types of LNER style plate layers up.
Oh, okay.
There's 3 types: A, C, and D.
Right.
There's no type B. Apparently, I don't know why. Type A, panel, window, panel. Mm-hmm. Type C, panel, window, panel. Doors on each end.
Mm. That's got doors on each end. Looking at it.
Well, hold that thought, because there's one more type to rule out yet. Yeah. Panel, window, window, panel. So we're thinking this is a type C. Are we right, Russ? Or anybody? We're going with type C. Now, type D are quite uncommon. But, I mean, if I'm being honest, Jim, it's all very well as saying panel, window, panel is how you tell them. But how do you know what's a panel and what's a window?
Yeah, I know.
So, panel, type C, panel, window, panel. Doesn't make sense. Hey, come on, Russ, we'd give it a go.
Definitely a door on that far side, definitely.
Is it a type C or is it not that simple?
Well, it's just a plate layers up to me.
Must have been a signal close by, Jim, because we've got... that's got some writing on that. Let's try and move that. What does that say? Does anyone know? Anyone recognise that? Is that a CAP? I'm sure that so many people are screaming at the screens. CA.
Looks like a B to me.
Quite obvious what it is now.
Cable, isn't it?
Cable, yeah. Yeah, there you go, cable.
Yeah. So that's telling you there's a cable under there, is it?
Yeah.
Right, I've got you.
Right, that's so obvious now.
Yeah.
So obvious. Never mind.
No.
Weird, isn't it, Jim? It's like a post-apocalyptic world, isn't it?
It's literally like being on another planet.
Right, we've got a little something special for you on this series. I've had made a collector's item. So, a number of people, they like to support the channel by giving me a little bit of, you know, a little, what's called, buy me a coffee, where they become a channel member, or they buy a little bit of merch. Now, this goes to the GCR series that we're doing. We had a little something made especially for this, and it's all around what you can see in front of you. This beautiful blue brick. Look at this, we've got, and this is a specific to this series, Ghosts of the GCR. I love my brick. A little collection of blue brick there, look, blue engineering brick. It's not going to fit in there, is it? These aren't mass produced or anything like that. These are just small runs. I think, how many have I had? I think I've had 8 of these made, and it's just a little commemoration of this series, you know, something specific to this. So if you do want to support us, what we do, you know, make a contribution for the channel, there you go, get your hands on that. I think that's lovely. I'm going to have one of them in my kitchen. I'm going to buy one for my wife, I think. They might remove all these bridges and structures and bury them, but you'll always find some remains like that. The M1 and the GCR share the same corridor for the next few miles down towards Lutterworth, which is the next station stop. We made a video on Lutterworth in our very first GCR series a few years ago, looking around what remains of the station and surrounding railway. I also have a Lost Railway Towns episode feature coming from Lutterworth in the future. So we'll jump to the south side of the town now, just as the M1 and the GCR start to diverge as our Lost Railway heads towards Rugby. Quite literally is a tip.
Yeah.
What's happening here?
When I was here 5 or 6 years ago, this was all clear.
What's happening to the world?
This was all clear, nothing. It was just flat, nice cutting, all clear.
Just a fly tipping, well, no surprise, is it? A little road that's out of public sight with a easy access.
Well, that was a bridge there. That's all been infilled.
We've skipped over Lutterworth because, again, that's something we've covered in a previous video that me and Jim have done on the GCR, and we're just south, we're literally just at the other side of Lutterworth town centre, and we find ourselves back on the track bed.
But I don't know for how long. I've only seen this from the road.
You know what this reminds me of is we've just kind of come down, and I know it's not on the same scale. So Ashlow cutting. When we've just kind of come into this.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not on the same scale as Ashlow and Cutting, but
no, it's definitely not as big. But obviously, it gets a fair bit of visitors.
let's have a look what type of state the track bed's in.
You take that mound out, let's go straight on across up.
It's been bundled, hasn't it?
Yeah.
And we're on top
of... that way anyway soon.
We're on top of wow, it's a track bed down there. But we're on top of an occupation bridge, just down here. No top left of this bridge, look. You can see it's the bottom layer of bricks on it. It's faring a little better on that side.
Now you can get down onto the track bed that way, but it literally goes across the track bed. You can't travel down it, but the plate layer sucks this way.
That way it looks a tad bit challenging, but let's look at this beauty. Now, one we saw about an hour ago, Jim.
Well, it's quite fitting, isn't it? And this one's a lot more substantial. It's got its walls for a start.
So where's Russ's list then?
Right, what does Russ say about this one then? What does he say?
It's the same as the last one, isn't it? It's got 3 sections.
Yeah, it's got a window in it. It's got a door at this side. I think we've got a door this side.
So hang on, let me get his list up. Here you are, Russ. Yeah, putting you on the spot now. So what did he say the last one was? Type C?
There's no
panel.
Door. There's no door that side.
Oh, right. Oh, maybe it's not. Oh, hang on. I think this is a Type A, Jim.
What does he say about Type A?
Type A, panel, window, panel.
Well, there you go.
It's Type A, isn't it?
Yeah.
So do these not have a door?
Yeah, this side here.
Just one door. Ah, okay. It's one of them days where I'll get in the shower tonight and I'm covered in puncture wounds.
You all right?
Right, I'm free. There you go. So, yeah, it's like people have been going in there for a fire, haven't they? There we go. That's what they look like inside with roofs and walls. So, Type A. Maybe the other one was a Type A, Jim, look.
Yeah, it could be. Only had one door.
Yeah, maybe we were looking at the other end, but I can't remember without looking at the footage again.
Yeah. But there might have been Type A's on this section.
Yeah. Must be the telegraph pole around here, look, because we've got one tensioner there. And the other tensioner is just down there. So if you don't know, tensioners are the wires that kind of tension the like that one there, look, that modern day small pylon just in the field there. Can you see that there's the wire kind of come down at an angle to the ground? Well, that's what we're looking at, the things that tethers it to the ground there. And that's what you find if you're not familiar with your railways. You see a hell of a lot of these, and you can always find them. You always know you're either near a telegraph pole or a signal or a pole of some kind. And like is the case here, you'll normally find two in close proximity. Yes, that's the bridge we've just walked over there, look. I didn't realise it was such a structure, Jim.
I know.
3 arches, that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a beauty.
I don't know why I should act surprised. It's just such a minor purpose. Yeah. You don't expect...
It's just a farm crossing, if that, you know.
Yeah.
And suddenly it's like, you know, it's massive structure.
So these are the stones, the top layer, look, aren't they? The large coping stones. You know what, Jim? There's a lot of cracks, a lot of missing bricks and stuff on these, but when you look at them, they're still pretty, you know, there's still a solid structure. There's nothing wrong with it. Just a little bit of repointing and TLC would keep that in check, wouldn't it?
I think this has been here 140 years probably.
Well, late 1890s, earlier,
so 130 years.
Yeah.
You know, you're thinking, really? You know, and it can't have had any TLC done on it since 1969.
No. I was hoping to get 2 episodes out of this little bit from, where did we start? Cosby.
We started at Cosby, yeah, and we made our way down to Shaywell.
Shawwell.
It's called.
Shawwell.
Oh, Shawwell, as it's probably say up north, yeah.
Oh, the first time we got something wrong. Thanks ever so much, Jim.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure.
Another series.
Yeah,
Look forward to the next one.
Yeah, well, we've still got further south to go, don't forget.
Oh, we have, yeah.
There's Brackley Station and Museum to do.
Yeah.
And hopefully we'll get down to Quainton Road as well. That's fantastic.
There's still lots more bits. Yeah. Lots more mileage to get out of the GCR.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
So thanks to everybody who supports the channel. Don't forget the special edition cuts, if there's any left. Thanks to all my channel members, anyone who supports the channel. Don't forget to give it a like, subscribe if you've not, leave me a comment, and what's that other thing they can do? They can hype the videos now.
Oh, can they?
All right, thanks for watching. See you later. Ta-ra.